We love to celebrate things. Celebrating so much fun, right? And did you know the gem state, Idaho, has its own national holiday? Yes, apparently National Idaho Day was this past Saturday, May 17th. I hope you celebrated. And this got on our radar a few years ago in the Boise Metro Chamber. They posted about the holiday on social media. They found out from one of those websites that just lists out all the random holidays for the day. And there's something every day, like National Popcorn Day, that's coming up on June 19th. Measure Your Feet Day, that was back on the January 23rd. And National Lumpy Rug Day, I don't know what that is, but it was on May 3rd. So if you want a holiday, there's definitely one out there for you. The problem is, though, for Idaho, National Idaho Day, nobody knows why May 17th is our special day. Because here's what we do know. Idaho Day, as Idahoans know it, is already confusing enough. Is it March 4th? According to state law, it's Idaho Day on March 4th. Governor Butch Otter signed House Bill 378 into law to recognize Idaho Day as the day that Idaho became its own territory. But then there's also July 3rd, right before Independence Day. That's also Idaho Day. It's the day Idaho actually upgraded to statehood from being that territory. So how did May 17th become a national day to celebrate the gem state? Here's Brian Holmes.
So a quick search for Idaho Day, and for some reason, May 17th comes up. Okay, let's click on that. nationaltoday.com, and the first paragraph says, National Idaho Day is May 17th, to celebrate the joyful day in 1863 when Idaho was recognized as the 43rd state by the Union. Huh? Is there anything accurate about that sentence? There was a joyful day in 1863, but it was actually in March, as in March 4th, when President Lincoln made Idaho a territory. And Idaho didn't become the 43rd state until July 3rd, 1890. Oh, it gets better. So what gives? Well, certainly not any worthy information about important dates in Idaho's history. The timeline goes from March 4th, 1863, to statehood in 1890, to the Great Fire of 1910, and time warps 99 years later when the Special Olympics World Winter Games came to Idaho? That's it? Nothing else happened? And what about when Idaho did actually join the Union? Why can't that day be National Idaho Day? Is there another state that already claims the day before Independence Day? All right, same website. You can see July 3rd is National Stay Out of the Sun Day, which happens to fall on a Monday this year. And unless you like the ozone layer, it's a day to appreciate air conditioning. July 3rd is also American Redneck Day, Disobedience Day, National Compliment Your Mirror Day, and National Eat Beans Day. But no other National State Day. Why can't Idaho have that day? Oh, we can go further down this Google wormhole. Maybe wonder how May 17th became National Idaho Day? You get this random website with a domain name located somewhere in the Indian Ocean. HolidayCalendar.io says National Idaho Day was first established in 1991 by Governor Cecil Andrus. Really? Couldn't find that anywhere else to confirm it. But you know what else we found on this website? How to celebrate National Idaho Day. You could visit the state, sure. You can cook an Idaho dish for dinner, or if you don't feel like cooking, just order from an Idaho restaurant. Like anyone will do, I guess. Or how about watching a sporting event? It's always a good idea. Like maybe an NBA game featuring the Boise State Broncos, or an NFL game featuring the University of Idaho Vandals? What? None of this makes sense. Just like May 17th being National Idaho Day.